in a time when the rest of the world was still carving empires and crossing oceans. In a forgotten corner of Southeast Asia lay an archipelago of astonishing beauty, a land cradled by the sun, kissed by the monsoon rains, and shaped by endless waves. This is the Philippines. Long before the first Spanish galleons pierced the horizon, these islands were already alive, vibrant, connected, and rich beyond imagination. Across more than 7,000 islands, scattered like emeralds on the sea, small yet complex communities, called barangays, pulsed with life. Each barangay, led by a datu, was a world in itself. Homes made of bamboo and nipa swayed with the breeze. Laughter filled the markets, and the scent of spices floated through the air. People farmed the land, fished the seas, built homes, sailed rivers, crafting a life intricately tied to the rhythm of nature. In the north, the mighty kingdom of Tondo rose by the banks of the Pasig River, a city of trade, culture, and diplomacy. Here, Chinese merchants brought fine porcelain and silk, while Filipino traders offered beeswax, gold, and pearls, treasures drawn from the mountains and seas. Further south, the powerful sultanates of Sulu and Maguindanao flourished, with intricate mosques, bustling harbors, and armies that defended their sovereignty. These sultanates were part of a global network. Their leaders corresponded with Arab traders and other Muslim kingdoms far beyond their shores. And in the heart of the islands, communities thrived. From the highland warriors of the Cordilleras to the fierce tattooed pintados of the Visayas, each society marked by bravery, artistry, and pride. And evidence of this greatness survives to this day. In 900 AD, someone etched a record into a piece of copper, now known as the Laguna copperplate inscription. In it, we glimpse a civilization that valued justice, literacy, and human dignity. This was no primitive village. It was a society that understood law, debt forgiveness, and diplomacy. The economy thrived. Filipino traders sailed aboard great wooden ships called balangays, navigating without compasses, reading only the stars, the waves, and the winds. Their goods, gold, cinnamon, pearls, precious hardwoods, found their way to distant ports in China, India, Japan, and even Arabia. And speaking of gold, the Philippines was one of the richest sources of this precious metal in the ancient world. Our ancestors didn't just hoard gold. They shaped it into breathtaking forms: belts, masks, earrings, chest plates, each piece a story in itself. The Surigao treasure, uncovered by accident, reveals craftsmanship so intricate, so sophisticated, that it rivals the treasures of ancient kings and pharaohs. But it wasn't just wealth that defined these islands. It was spirit, the spirit of the Babaylan, the women and men who served as healers, mediums, and guardians of tradition. Through chants and rituals, they bridged the world of the seen and the unseen, guiding their people with wisdom passed down for generations. In pre-colonial Philippines, women walked with power. They could own land, lead trade missions, inherit family wealth, and even divorce their husbands, a rare equality at a time when women elsewhere were often silenced. Our ancestors spoke poetry in their everyday life. They sang epic tales under the stars, stories of gods and heroes, rivers and mountains, sorrow and hope. They wrote in Baybayin, elegant and flowing, a script that gave form to their ideas, emotions, and dreams. Here was a people who respected the earth, the sea, the ancestors, and the heavens. Here was a civilization that had shaped its own destiny long before colonizers arrived with their ships and flags, and yet history almost forgot. The Spanish chroniclers, who wrote of primitive tribes and wild islands, never fully saw the world that had already bloomed here. But today, we remember. We honor. Because the truth is simple, powerful, and undeniable. The Philippines was never a blank canvas waiting to be painted on. We were never a lost land waiting to be found. We were a nation, alive, proud, and glorious, long before the sails of conquest appeared on the horizon. And as the sun sets over the islands today, the winds still whisper the songs of our ancestors, calling us to remember who we are and who we have always been.